Well, welcome back to Emerge to Live in Your Purpose. I wanted to share with you that I have been on this path talking about or thinking about transformation. And this is a journey this year, but also have been thinking about renewing the mind and how critical, how much necessity, how necessary it is for my mind to be renewed. And as we think about it in this small way, this is just one little small way in how we need to rethink things, and we need to see things from a different perspective. First, let's talk about challenges. Let's talk about opposition, obstacles, those things that resist us, fights against us, the opponents in our lives, the situations that are in front of us. We may have control of them. We may not have control of them. But the question is, do we have them in our lives? Can we all agree that there is some challenge, there's some situation that you have that you may just not really want if you did not have to have it? But that's not life. So let's think about how this unfolds as it relates to biblical events and situations, occurrences. Well, when we look at the various stories in the Bible, we can pick different ones. We can go from Noah to Joseph to David to Nehemiah to Esther, Daniel. All of these different people in the Bible, they were confronted. They had some kind of situation. They had a story. They had a story that their lives unfold to be for a specific purpose. And I think we can all say that their lives were, their situations were what they were created for. It was their assignment. It was their assignment. So when we think about movies, each one of these individuals, movies have been probably made from them. But when we are thinking about movies, we're thinking about being entertained. But there's a story. And a movie, there are cinematic elements in a movie that we should pay attention to that we're not actually going to be excused from. It's going to be a part of our life. We have a setting. You may have grown up in South Carolina. You may have grown up in North Carolina, wherever. That's the setting of your life. And you grew up and you were assigned certain parents in a certain region, in a certain county, state. Well, that's your setting. Well, over time, you went through various scenarios as you were growing up as a child. There were frictional points. There were happy moments, sad moments. And even up to this point in your life, you're still going through various scenarios that feeds into a plot that's going to take us to a climax, a height point in our lives. And along the way, we may be the protagonist in our life, or we may say that God or Jesus is that protagonist person that's our hero. It may be a mentor, someone that's along in your story that's helping you along the way, that's championing you. But we have an antagonist that's going to be the opponent, the adversary, and we know who that is. But I just want to leave with you that the story that is carved, that's being shaped, that you're still on this journey of life, that you're still producing, is not over. Stay encouraged and know that in this process, in this journey, you are to elevate from these problems, from these situations. Turn your frustration, turn your disappointment into fuel that will light the fire, that will cause you to move forward. Because see, what I'm coming to understand is that for us to be a person that's going to give back and be a benefit to this world, we got to create a value. We got to be able to give to others. We got to be able to go deeper and dive and see these issues and situations that we have, how it can be not only a blessing and help to us to overcome and accomplish and to achieve despite the situations. And that's our testimony. That becomes our story that we can share with someone else. So it's our job to be disciplined, to desire, to continue to move forward with passion, not giving up, being determined that despite how things are, I'm still going to become. I'm still going to become all that I'm supposed to become. It's going to happen. And here on the screen, decisions, they do direct your destiny, but you got to make those decisions now. And you have got to stay the course. So I'll leave this with you today. Stay at it. Until the next time, be blessed.